Hello there, how are you? Um, 2 points. So this is indeed Jennifer McCreath. The word mainlander, it's something that I'd never heard of before I moved here 6.5 years ago, and I don't really like that term. I consider myself a Newfoundlander. I live here, this is my home. I have no plans to leave, and I think it's a divisive term. I don't want to get too deep into the Newfie term because I haven't really lived here long enough to understand, I guess, what the term means to everyone, but I will say growing up in Nova Scotia, the term was always used in a negative context, and it really painted a false portrayal of what the people here are all about. You hear these Newfie jokes, and you think that they're all, I don't know, uneducated people, but not true. And if people want to embrace the term, I say you go for it. In my case, it's a word you probably won't hear me use very often because I'd rather shy away from controversial terms. Um, Not necessarily. I mean, I don't think it's a term you hear as much as the term Newfie, but I guess my main issue is, and of course I wear several different diversity hats. I don't like stereotypes. I think everyone deserves to be judged as individuals on their own merit, and any type of label that may or may not be deemed negative kind of puts you behind the eight ball when you enter, whether it's a conversation, whether you enter a political race, and I think we need to try to find ways to give everyone a fair and equal chance. And I guess the main reason I wanted to call in today was I've noticed throughout the campaign that there seems to be certain candidates that have almost gone into hiding. And my question, I guess, for the panel and for all the listeners is, what do you make of candidates that refuse to talk to the media, that refuse to come to public forum events, and just don't seem to want to answer the tough questions? We've had an amazing event by the Happy City group there that was only attended by about half of the candidates. Ward 5 candidate Sherwin Flight actually made a joke on his website that he was filing a missing persons report for his opponent. I've publicly challenged my opponent to debate me, and I know that CBC has asked Mr. Ellsworth to come on to the show to meet and debate with me, and he has apparently declined. What do people think? Is this a good sign of leadership for people to just run and hide, or should people be more willing and open to step up to the microphone and answer the tough questions? Yes. Yeah, well, I guess where I stand, it's tough for me to get my message out. I know I'd be quite happy to come on to CBC and debate an empty chair till the cows come home, but I know that that might not make good media. But anytime, any place, Mr. Ellsworth is willing to discuss the issues with me. Anytime CBC wants to interview me, my door is always open, as it will always be to all citizens out there. Even if I lose this election, I'm quite happy to be engaged and talk about the issues with anyone, because that's what I'm all about. Thanks so much. Very good point, Robin. Thank you. Well, I'm sure the podcast of that will show up eventually, so you can hear what the panelists had to say, but they all seem to be in agreement with me that there's absolutely no reason other than fear or arrogance for politicians to shy away from debates. And one of them even suggested that it's a selfish thing. If all they care about is themselves and getting elected, then perhaps they shouldn't deserve a vote. Step up to the plate, Mr. Ellsworth. You say you're the best person for this job. I say you're not. Let's let the electorate find out by having us discuss the issues. Put us side by side. I think we're on the same page on a lot of issues, but I know there's going to be some that we're not. But shying away from debates, I don't think that's the way to go. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. I'll keep my eyes open. Hopefully the full podcast will become available so you can hear what the panelists had to say, because in my opinion that was an excellent panel. And thank you very much, CBC, for having me on your show yet again. Whenever I call, they answer. Likewise, when they call me, I answer. Vote for Jennifer. Vote Jennifer.info, by the way, if you want to learn a little bit more about my platform. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Have yourself a great day.